So, so it's Doctor Non-Doctor Kevin here. Actually, no. Disclaimer: anything I talk about in this video is purely from experience and me wanting to share my experiences with the peptide and be transparent about it. So, if you click on this video, you're on weight loss YouTube. You're on peptide talk. You want a lot of stuff. You're trying to lose some weight, and you want to experiment with needles, and you probably don't want to do it because you think something bad's gonna happen. Well, I'm gonna tell you my experience with it. All right, so this is how we're gonna do it. So I'm gonna explain my experience on Retatrutide. So basically, Retatrutide, what it is, it's a weight loss drug overall. 100% it's a weight loss drug. So here it is. Small vial, right? I got 10 milligrams. This is my third cycle taking this. Now, this ain't a magic drug. You have to exercise, you got to do your cardio, and you have to manage your calories. And especially if you're a bodybuilder, you got to keep your protein high to your lean body mass. Definitely to your most leanest body mass. Either you could go get something called a DEXA scan where it scans your body to like exact specification to see how much lean body mass, how much fat you have for your specific body type. But if you don't have, access to a DEXA scan, then there's calculators out there to figure out your BMI or your LMI, I think. Wait, lean body mass. I'm bugging. Anyways, so quick rundown on what it is. So basically, what Retatrutide is, it's a 3G supplement. I call it 3G supplement because it's 3G thing. That made no sense. All right. Anyways, so I have stuff written down on my phone, so I make sure I give y'all, best information I have. So it's a GLP-1. A GLP-1 is basically regulates your appetite and your blood sugar, meaning your stomach and you not gonna be hungry. You are absolutely not gonna be hungry. It's gonna reduce it by a lot. This thing, when I first did it, hits you like a truck. Straight up, your hunger just like you still get hungry. Obviously, you still need to eat, but you would literally have to start forcing yourself to eat just to get the minimum, you know, calories, nutrition, protein, macros, all that in, because it does hit you like a truck, and definitely at higher dosages. And it's also a GIP, a glucose dependent insulin polypeptide. So basically, it manages your insulin and your fat metabolism. Basically, it stimulates your insulin release in response to your meals and improves fat metabolism and helps reduce fat metabolism. Basically, it's reducing your stuff, bro. It's helping you. It's helping you lose weight. Now, it's also a glucagon. Opposite of insulin, it normally raises your blood sugar, and in effect of that, it increases energy expenditure, burning more fat. So, main things that we really care about there is definitely the glucagon and the GLP-1. Obviously, the GIP is as important as that, but that's the main things that people would care about. Now, I explain what Retatrutide is. Now, certain people who should absolutely, definitely not, take it is people that have thyroid cancer or family history with thyroid cancer, people with serious heart problems, and if you're pregnant and breastfeeding. That's like the overall. Obviously, there's more specifics. Like, this is a type 2 diabetic medicine, so 100% consult with your doctor or do a lot of research before you get into this, because it's a foreign drug. You cannot be playing with your life like that. Like, hey, I took a month before I even decided to pin. But anyways, um side effects. Side effects that I have experienced and side effects that could possibly happen. nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, and stomach issues. Basically indigestion. Now, I have had diarrhea. I haven't felt the nausea and I haven't vomited, but I have felt the indigestion. It sucks, but you get through it. Obviously, don't you gotta build your tolerance up to the normal dosage is 4 to 5 milligrams a week. Now, I build myself up to be able to take on the higher dosages. So, for example, I've done 3 cycles of Retatrutide, 3 runs of Retatrutide, and this is my third vial. And only until now, I ran 4 milligrams this week. I'm running 4 milligrams this week. And for context, when I started my diet on June after June 27th, let's see, no. Yeah, June 27th, I started at 235. And then from there, I started at 0.5 milligrams of Retatrutide. And then the next coming week, I did 1. And then 2, 2.5, 3, 4, etc. But I only started 4 on my third vial, which is this one. So meaning for my last 2 vials, I only did like 2s, 1s, 1.5s, 2.5s. But you have to build yourself up. I feel like that's the best way to do it. Now, when it comes to my diet, I slowly lowered my calories. I kept my protein highish to minimum. Now I'm keeping it at the most minimum because I'm eating about 130 to 140 grams of protein because I am 5'5", short ass motherfucker. And okay, my bad, my camera died. Now, I was saying, I'm a short ass dude, and what was it talking about? I was rambling on. Okay, I think I was talking about calories. So basically, I lowered my calories from like my starting point was like 23, 24, and then I went down to 18, and then I went down to 15, and then I would lower my calories every 2 to 3 weeks, about 250 to 500 calories, and then from there I always kept my protein about 130, 140, but when I had higher calories, I'd keep it at the 160s. Oh, that's why I was calling myself a short ass motherfucker, because I'm sure I don't really need that much protein. I'm like 5'5", I'm the size of the Trent twins, but not the size of the Trent twins. I'm the height of the Trent twins. But anyways, basically that's what I mean. That's what it was. That's what it is. I slowly lower my cows. Um, I take a lot of vitamins, men's multivitamins, omega 3s. I take boron. I during my cut I do get dizzy because of lack of food and all that, which is kind of bad. So I have iron pills on standby. And then from there, just because my cortisol levels are very up, because I'm like stressing myself, because I'm like, oh shit, I want to eat food. I don't want to do this diet stuff no more. Damn, I could fuck up a cheeseburger, because you still get cravings. Your cravings don't go away like fully. Like once in a while, I crave a fucking cheeseburger, straight up a fatty cheeseburger or a double shake. So, it doesn't fully go away, so you just gotta sometimes deal with it, but most of the time the medicine is gonna do most of the work, and you just have to hold up your end of staying locked into your diet, locked into your exercise, and locked into your sleep schedule, because sleep will be your best friend, because it'll literally determine if you're gonna have a shittier day, shit day, or shittest day, or midday, because dieting is not fun at all. So I've been dieting for about 3.5 months, closing into 4. I have 3 weeks left of my third vial. I did full milligrams last Sunday, and then this Sunday I'm gonna do the rest of this, which is probably about 3 milligrams ish. I wanna say. Hopefully, I'm just gonna take the whole rest of the vial. You can look at it here. And then I'll get into reconstituting in a second. I don't know if I can talk about it on YouTube, but I'm gonna do it anyways. But that's what I did. Cardio 4 to 5 times a week. I would do 30 minutes walking. I bought a walking pad on Facebook Marketplace for $50. I've been doing that for half an hour, and then I started off doing the 13 incline 3 30-minute method, and then I transitioned into doing sprints because that's some type of cardio that I could tolerate. I do sprints. I do sets of 8 of sprinting at 1 minute on a treadmill, and then for my lifting sets, I make sure I keep lifting most heaviest as possible for reps of like for the main compounds, 4 to 5 reps, and then I do some back off sets of 8 to 10, and then for the accessory exercises like let's say for chest, flies, I keep it high, total of 15. But moral of the story is I keep the intensity up, and then my sets are 10 to 12 sets per muscle group. And also one thing I wanted to say is do not think your cardio is going to do all the weight loss burning for you, cuz if you do like 8 sets and then of like a muscle group, let's say chest, let's say you had chest and back, you only did 8 and 8, you know, and then you're relying on doing like an hour and a half of cardio, or you do more cardio to burn more calories. You're like, oh yeah, let me run more to burn more calories. You're just gonna make yourself pretty miserable. I mean, me personally, I rather do more sets than having to run more or do more cardio. I cap myself at an hour just because I know I can't handle more cardio. I just keep the intensity up, and I'm sure that you guys would probably agree with me. So another thing is, uh, let's see. I mean, make sure you let know of people what you're doing just in case, cause dieting sucks. My mental has not been that good, just cause weight loss and all that, and then me personally, I've lost weight like 3 or 4 times already, but I lack the discipline to reverse diet. I just fell into a binging every time and then gained the weight back. But now this time I'm like, I want to say I'm more nutritionally mature, and then realizing, hey, I'm not gonna fucking buy Retatrutide again to lose the weight again if I binge again. So I need to really lock in. So 3 more weeks and then I'm gonna slowly reverse diet, and yeah. So moral of the story for your diet, um, for your dieting with Retatrutide is slowly build up your tolerance for Retatrutide. It's effective at 0.5, effective at 1 milligram, effective at 2 milligrams, and just slowly build up your way to 4, because that's the normal dosage. Higher dosage is like 6, 7. I just realized like 6, 7, 8, and then but keep in mind the more Reta you take, the more higher risk of nausea, diarrhea, um indigestion, and vomiting. But I haven't suffered any of those, so I feel like it's for the certain person. But also, I'm sharing my experiences from this, so you may not have to do an hour of cardio. You may not have to do 10 to 12 sets or do more work than what I do. I just have a very slow metabolism, or I know I have to do these things in order to lose weight. So well, no, 100%, your diet may look different or some similarities to mine, but it would be best for you to figure out for yourself, because the best diet plan is one that you can sustain and the one that's best for you. But this is my experience with this, so let me see. Still took creatine start to till now. I take 10 grams of that. Kept my hydration up. I took multiple vitamins, and I take magnesium glycinic double dose. So I take 4 pills of those to relax my body because of the cortisol buildup. Because I'm stressed that I can't eat, that I want to do this, that I'm looking smaller. Because it also takes a toll on your mental. Because the more fat you have, the more you know, and the more carbs that you lost, your glycogen stores. That's what makes you look more puffy and all that. So, you know, I have had like more body dysmorphia. I'm like, damn, what the hell am I doing this for? But it's all a part of the weight loss losing thing, you know. But I decided to do it, so something I just got to deal with, and something that you might have to deal with if you decide to do this at your own risk. But it's not that terrible. If I'm being completely honest, you're gonna have your days where you don't want to do cardio or you don't want to do workout. Like I had days I didn't want to work out. I just want to lay in bed. So 100% I would recommend to schedule refeeds once you're deep in a cut. Only until after like 2 months, a month and a half, I scheduled refeeds for myself every 2 to 3 weeks, and I was eating 2,300 calories with 400 to 500 grams of carbs. Because it's a refeed. You refeed your glycogen stores, and then your body's like, holy shit, I got energy. And then you start burning, and then your metabolism speeds up for a little bit, and you burn more weight by eating more, by having basically almost like a little cheat day. But it's not a cheat day. You have to eat a shit ton of carbs. That's the only downside. But hey, there ain't any downside if you're on a diet. So win-win. So every 2 or 3 weeks, schedule a refeed. It's fire. Try not to feel guilty about it. I felt guilty about it the first time, but then after I was like, okay, it works. It works. I mean, I just got back from, for example, I just got back from vacation, and about a 4 to 5 day trip. Did not work out. Did not. I ate little bits, but that's because I was on Retatrutide. I couldn't eat that much, and I'm still winning. I still lost weight from before the trip. I was weighing 198 September 14th, and then coming back from my trip. Last time I recorded was September 14th, and then coming back from a trip, I'm weighing 193. So I lost weight. So it's just an example. Try not to get too much in your head. But let me see. Nutrition, diet, what the drug is, who shouldn't take it. I guess let me show you the proper procedure on how to do this and how I quote unquote inject it. So in order to make the drug, it's not going to come in liquid form. It's going to come in a powder. I wish I had the powder to show you, but y'all know what powder looks like. And you're going to need Reconstitution solution or backwater. So, yeah, one or two. Now, you're going to need either or of these, backwater, Reconstitution solution, and then alcohol wipes and insulin needles. Amazon, boys, Amazon. So, when you first get your Retatrutide, it's going to be sealed. Mine isn't sealed, but I have it in a little capsule. So, keep it in, you're going to have to keep it in the fridge. Keep it in a seal. Mine, luckily, when I ordered this last dosage of Retatrutide, it came in a nice little box. And I still have it in bubble wrap. And I clean that like once a week with alcohol wipes. So, be very sanitary with it. It's going to come sealed like this, but I taped this because I'm going to keep using this Reconstitution solution because I think I'm going to run something else for like my lean bulk. But I'll talk about that in another video. So, what you're going to need, insulin needles, this, and wash your hands before it. Obviously, we sanitary here. This is what I did. Disclaimer, this is at your own risk. This is needles. You are puncturing your skin. Don't be too scared of it. But at your own risk, Now, it's going to come in a powder. Just imagine this powder in here, right? So, powder, this. So, what I did, took this, and the powder, took this. Unscrewed it, wiped alcohol on top, placed it down. Took this, took this. This is an insulin needle, and it has 100 units or 1 ml. It's 1 ml. The whole thing, 100 units equals to 1 ml. And in order to reconstitute, aka put the water into the powder to make it into the medicine to inject yourself, you have to need 2 ml. So you need 2 of these refilled of your backwater or reconstitution solution. So, mistakes, well, I don't know if they're mistakes or not, but I didn't want to find out if they were mistakes. I didn't want to fuck around and find out. Is when you put the water in here and you're injecting here, you want to stick the needle in here through the rubber tubing, and then you want to shoot it to the side, not directly into medicine, to the side, because apparently if you shoot it directly to medicine, it's bad. I can't give you the background on it, on why it's bad, but I saw videos on TikToks saying that it destroys the medicine. I didn't track it, so, but I do it, I guess, a safe way, so regardless, I don't need to worry about that. So you shoot it to the side, you don't shoot it straight to the medicine. Now, I see people who shake the medicine up and down. I also heard that's bad. But what you could do is just swivel it. Swivel it until it gets all absorbed. And then it's going to look like this. So you got to make sure you swivel it to a point that it look like a medicine. Look like liquid, you feel me? So, after you're done with that, take another insulin needle with cleanly here. Oh yeah, always wipe the tops of them no matter what. When you're starting to do it, wipe the tops of it. So when you're injecting, you can inject your butt, you can inject your fat in your stomach. In your stomach is my popular opinion. I don't recommend injecting your butt because I did that the first time around and it sucked driving. Honestly, it sucked driving. So I inject in four spot in my stomach, and then I rotate it every other week. So I go right, left, right upper, left upper, and then that's how I would do it. And by the time that I got back to the near the original site, I use it's like 2 fingers length away from where you did the original site, and then that's where you can inject. From my experience, that's what I read. Now, obviously, when you're about to inject, take an alcohol wipe, wipe where you're gonna inject. Take this, and since you put 2 mLs, 2 things of BAC water into here, and you shake it up nice, 1 milligram of the medicine equals to 20 units, so 0.2 ml. I'm gonna say it again. 1 milligram of the Retatrutide medicine after it's mixed in and reconstituted is 20 units, 0.2 ml. So, if you're starting out, do a milligram. I would recommend a milligram because that's how I build myself way up. I build myself up to doing 80, which is 4, right? 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm smart. So yeah, that's basically it. And after that, you just wipe the injection site, wipe the top of the bottle, and then carefully take it out and inject yourself. And now, if let's say the needle is pulling, like no, getting sucked in while you're trying to pull it, push some air in it, and then try again, and then you should be fine. Because that's what I did. But other than that's Retatrutide talk, straight up. I think I covered everything well. Enough. I mean, other than that, at your own risk, if you do decide to do that, I am not liable for anything, and this is my experience on Retatrutide, and it does work. I'm an example of it. I dropped about 40 to 45 pounds, and going to continue for 3 more weeks. Because, yeah, shit. Operation Get Jacked is on a go. Oh, Operation Get Jacked, man. So, yeah, leave a like type shit.